Hey y'all, welcome back to Wildworks, and we are getting ready to go to Mount Creek Adventure Park in Abbeville, Alabama for Memorial Day weekend. But first we're gonna have to get all of our rides ready. Got a buggy, the General, y'all seen that on past videos. Got to get it ready. We have to get my son's 420 Rancher, get some brakes put on that and check everything over. And we also have my daughter's 2000 model Honda Foreman 500. It really needs some attention. The brakes are kind of wore out and shot, but the winch cable's broke. Let me get you guys in here and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So first of all, she was trying to pull herself out of the mud and broke the winch cable. I got a new one, but this one's a 25-foot winch cable, and the one I bought is a 50-foot winch cable. But luckily, I have a 25-foot winch cable on my trailer that I haul the race car on, and it's gonna be needs to be a 50-foot winch cable. So hopefully I can take that 25-foot out of there, put it on here, take the 50-foot that I bought, put it on the trailer, and we should be good to go there. The front brakes, we did a trail patch the last ride, and I put some spacers on here where we could get home to get the brakes working, but that cable has been used, abused, and stretched out. Got to replace the cable on that. Back here is real dungy and dirty, so I got to get this stuff cleaned off, but we're gonna fix it first. But yeah, I got to get that done. And then if you noticed here too, I saw this wheel, this tire is not seated on this rim, so we're gonna have to address that as well. I'll pull that tire off and break it down, clean that bead up, and see if I can get that seated. This master cylinder, that's not doing nothing for the front brakes. If you pump it, you can kind of get a brake, but so I got a new master cylinder. We're going to replace that. Her bike definitely needs some attention, and we're gonna get her fixed up so she can ride the trails this weekend. Let's get after it. So I think I'm going to start with the winch cable and see if we can get this fixed up. And we wrapped it around here just to keep it up out of the way when it broke, because we didn't want it dragging the ground and getting caught up in stuff. So what we're going to have to do is let this winch all the way out so we can get to the hold down that's on the winch drum. But yeah, let's start by letting it all the way out. You gotta be real careful on these wire cables, because they do get frays and stuff like that, and especially when you're not wearing gloves. That will get you, and it does not feel good. So when you're messing with a winch with rope cable, just be real careful of those frayed marks. What we're going to do is go back with a synthetic cable. Synthetic cables don't fray and do that, where you can get wire splinters in your fingers and hands. So we'll let this all the way out until it starts pulling back in, and then we'll know that it's completely out of the winch drum. Maybe this is a 50-foot, that's long. I thought it was a 25-foot. We'll get the tape measure out, measure it once we get it all the way completely out. Oh, there it goes, see it go back in? That means we're completely off of the winch drum, and now we can get to it and undo the wire from the winch drum. Right there. Okay, so you can see up in there, you can still see wire rope on the drum, so that means we're not all the way out. And I did a quick measurement and verified that we already are 25 foot out, so that is probably a 50 foot. Change of plans. I'm going to put the 50 foot synthetic winch cable back on there, and it should be fine. I'll have to worry about the trailer stuff later. Here is this, the cable is bound up on itself, so it's getting stuck on the drum. I put the winch in neutral, and I'm going to see if I can pull it out by hand. Maybe it'll work, maybe not. We're about to find out. Ooh, no, it's stuck for sure. Ah, it came out of neutral. It's amazing, you put it in neutral, it works like it's supposed to. See how it's got the red on the wire? That tells you you're getting close to the end of the cable. There in the trails, you get to that red, you know that you don't have any left on the drum. We're gonna pull it all the way out so we can get to the drum. And usually there's a set screw of some sort that holds this cable in place. And then we'll loosen that set screw, pull this cable out, put the new cable in, back in a minute. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna have to do. I've looked this over for a minute, and I think the best route here would be to remove this complete winch and pull it out through here. Take these electrical cables off, and then if you look down here, there's 2 bolts that are holding on the winch. I'm just going to take those 2 bolts out and see if I can lift the winch up high enough to pull it through, replace the cable, and then I'll put it all back together and roll in the cable. Well, so I broke the wire because I don't have a wrench. That's a 10 millimeter, by the way. I don't have a wrench that'll slide in between this washer and that motor. So I made the executive decision to sacrifice a 10 millimeter wrench, and what we're gonna do is grind off some of that. Got an old flapper wheel that I'm gonna use to grind off that wrench and destroy it forever. So here we go. And as always, safety first, you guys. Got to keep them eyeballs. Well, after multiple attempts, I think I finally got it where it will slide on there and actually hold that so I don't screw this one up. Hold that there, get another 10 millimeter, take that off, and then we can get on the bottom bolt. Okay, I think I can try to wiggle this thing out now. Well, no, I can't. I didn't get that nut completely off of the bottom. Oh. Well, let's see if we can get that done real quick. There's got to be an easier way to do this. All right, nice. So let's see what we need to get this off with. Looks like there's a set screw right there. Let me see if I can find the correct size of Allen wrench to take this cable loose. So, found the right Allen wrench. Don't even ask me what size it is. I can't even read that. So there's a set screw right here. You just loosen it up and the old cable should come out. Hello. Bam, just like that. Let's see what we got here. This is a Badlands synthetic winch rope. It even came with a fair lead. What we'll do is go in this fair lead here and up through the back of here and up around this stuff. This is actually a little bit thicker. Shoot, we might have a problem, guys. That's actually a bigger diameter. This is 3/16, and I think the cable that came off looks smaller for sure. It looks smaller. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Try it and hope for the best, maybe? Maybe not. Oh, let me think. Okay, so I had to run to town and get the right stuff. I hope I got the right stuff. It looks like the right stuff. I got this wire rope. I didn't want wire, I wanted synthetic, but this is all I could find. So we're gonna try to get this installed, and maybe we can get this winch hooked back up and going again. So here we go. So got the cable installed, but now I got to get the hook put on there because it's not going to be any good without a hook. And I thought put it in here, but we might have to. There it is. Yeah, found it. Well, great. I can't put this hook on there. Might have to steal the hook off the other winch cable that wasn't the right one and put it on there. So, is it crude? Yes. Will it work? Also yes. Check. That is done. Took way too long to get that done. I was hoping to be a quick, easy task, but it turned into quite a job. So next thing is, got to get the brakes done. I think I'm gonna try to tackle the cable because it's really bad. It needs to be taken off of there. Let's get after it. Okay, so we got the old one out. It really don't look all that bad, but it doesn't feel good either. But I think it was more stretched out than anything. So we got the new one here. We're gonna have to start feeding it through and see if we can get it routed back down there and get it installed. Got the rear brake done, the cable ran. It was kind of a booger to get adjusted out correctly, but I think I got it. It was either too tight or too loose, and then when I got it, it wouldn't go all the way back, so I had to adjust on it. But now it's working good. Now we're going to get to the master cylinder, which I got to take this line off and then come around here, and there's two bolts right here and up here that hold this on. Take this whole thing off, and I got a new one to replace that whole assembly. And then we have to bleed it off with these take these two screws out right here and fill it up with .3 is what I use, brake fluid. And then I kind of bench bleed it with it up here, hold my finger over the hole, get it where it's shooting fluid, then I'll hook up the line. And once I get the line hooked up, I have to take these tires off and bleed the wheel cylinders off and make sure all the air's out of the system. And once I do that, that'll be good to go. Okay, I just did it. I dropped the cap for the master cylinder and the screws exploded. I don't know where they went. I almost stabbed myself in the stomach with a screwdriver. That wouldn't have been good. I guess what I'm gonna have to do is take the old master cylinder and steal these screws. It's not ideal, but that's the only option I have because I cannot find them. I've been looking for like 15 minutes. Okay, so now that I got the master cylinder changed, I got it filled with fluid, and I'm going to get my wife to help me because I can't reach the handlebar and bleed the brake. I always like to start with the one furthest away from the master cylinder. So I'm going to get my wife, say hey Amber, and she's going to come over here and squeeze that handle, and I'm going to bleed the brakes. I just squeeze it slow like 4 times. All right, hold it. Got it held? Yep. Where's my bucket? Got it. Okay, you can let go. And watch that fluid too, and make sure it don't get too low. Yep, hold it. Tell me when you got it held. Okay? Yep. Do it one more time because I'm not getting any air, but I want to make sure. Okay. One more again. All right. So what I'm going to do now is tighten these front brakes up a little bit. They're drum brakes on this particular model. All you have to do is what I do is take a flathead screwdriver, and there's a little adjuster in there. But inside there is a little adjuster. There's two of them for each side. And what you do is you stick your screwdriver in there, and it's got little notches in there, a little circular disc with notches, and you just pry out on it and it expands it, and if you go the other way it takes it in. So what I usually do is I snug them up where the drum doesn't turn, and then I back it off 1 or 2 notches maybe where to be just a little bit of drag on it, and that usually seems to work well. But this particular four-wheeler, I don't know if it's all of these models, but this one seems to be pretty much every ride, after every ride you have to adjust these things out. And I don't know if it's the adjusters. It has a little detent on the adjusters. I don't know if that's messed up or something on this one, but I really hadn't tore it apart to look at it. But like I say, it's nothing really to adjust them. Just take the tire off and do this, and you'll be able to tighten them up, and they'll be good to go for a while. So that's what I'm going to be doing now. So next thing we have to do with this four-wheeler is try to get this tire broke down, and it's not on the bead. It's not seated right here, as you can see. So what we're going to do is flip it over. We're going to take all the air out of it and try to get the bead just broke off of there all the way, and then clean everything up. And then once we do that, we can lubricate it and try to get it to pop up on that bead. So let's see what we can do about getting this off. Well, that was easy. All I did was just step on it and it came loose. So now I'm gonna have to get something to clean that up. Probably WD-40, of course. So you can see down in there, it's got a bunch of dirt and stuff like that. I'm probably going to get the air blower and try to blow that out so it don't get down in there, and then I'll spray it down with WD-40 and clean it off real good. What I'll do is just take this, spray down here, spray on the bead of the rim itself, and then I'll get the rag and see if I can clean it up, clean the rim and the tire so it'll get a good seal. Of course, there wasn't nothing wrong with the sealing of the tire. I mean, it sealed up good. It didn't never leak air or nothing like that. It just wasn't on the bead, and I don't like that. To be honest, when I first done that, I noticed that, and I was like, well, you ride it, it'll pop on for sure. Nope. Might as well do it right the first time. You won't have to come back and do it like this. Y'all know that though, don't you? I'll spray this wheel down real good, get it good and lubricated up. Spray down on the rim, and then try to get on the rubber of the tire too. Let the air compressor build up real good, and we'll see if we can pop it on the rim. I'll let you guys watch this side. Tell me when it pops on there. Oh yeah, right there. Perfect. Let's get the valve stem, put it back in there. So I went and got my air pressure gauge from the race car trailer. These don't take much. I usually run about 10 pounds in the rear, depending on conditions and stuff like that. If it's a little bit more rocky or something like that, I might drop the air pressure or raise it up if it's good hard ground. It all depends. That's 9.5. Just a touch more. Doop. I'm letting more out than I'm putting in. There we go. Right on 10. I'll live with that. Let's put all this back together and go for a test ride. Front brake check. Ooh, I don't like that. Still feels like it needs some more adjustment maybe. Let's see about the rear. Oh yeah, that's okay. Let's get some speed up and check them. What's up? Now I gotta do some adjustment. I had to get my head out and adjust those brakes. I didn't really like them. I couldn't film while I was doing it because I was having to think about what I was doing actually. So but I did get it pretty good. Those drum brakes, it's got drum brakes all the way around front and just one rear drum brake, and those things just they don't do well. If anybody knows of a conversion kit that I could put disc brakes on the front of that thing, it's a 2000 Honda Foreman 500 ES. So if anybody knows some conversion kits out there that's on the cheap, let me know. Comment below and let me know. So I think I want to do that to that thing, and that might be a future video. You never know. So but that's going to do it for this one. Tomorrow we got to get the General in here, do the maintenance on it, and get Wyatt's Rancher in here and put some front brakes on it. So that's going to be coming up in a future episode. And then Friday we're going to be leaving for Mount Creek Adventure Park. Hope to get a bunch of good footage from up there. It should be a lot of fun. See you guys next time.